What's good, everybody? This episode of the podcast is sponsored by DistroKid. They are the go-to for digital music distribution and the easiest way for musicians to get their music onto Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, TikTok, YouTube, and more. They offer unlimited uploads, and artists keep 100% of their earnings, getting your music onto platforms and into stores 10 to 20 times faster than any other distributor. They help with cover song clearance, automatic splits, and they offer all kinds of tools and templates to help you get the most visibility for your releases. I dig this company and appreciate their business model that offers more features and tools than any other distributor while doing it at the most affordable price for solo artists, bands, DJs, studio artists, and any other creators that are making music or producing music in their home, and they offer label services as well. They've got 3 different tiers that they offer to creators that start as low as $22.99 a year. That's just $1.92 a month. And even their top tier is only $7.50 per month. And the best part about DistroKid sponsoring the podcast is they are offering Dan Cable Presents listeners 30% off their first year of service with DistroKid, making their affordable prices even cheaper for you. I will put that discount link in the episode notes. It will also be in my Instagram bio. Big shout out to DistroKid for sponsoring this podcast for more than 3 years now. Much appreciated. Now let's get into the episode.
Look down at the
What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Dan Cable Presents podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to the podcast once again. If this is your first time listening, thanks for checking out the show. You can find fresh episodes coming at you on Tuesdays. And if
you want to help support this thing in a free way, you can do so by clicking subscribe on iTunes,
clicking write a review, giving the podcast 5 stars if you feel like it is deserving of so, and that will just help spread the word about the thing. It'll raise the signal and give it a little bit more exposure on the national and international levels. So I appreciate the hell out of all the folks that have already taken the time to do so. If you're not listening on Apple Podcasts, just hit like, follow, subscribe wherever you are listening from. If you're watching on YouTube. Number one, if you just tell somebody about the thing, or if you're seeing the clips on social media, resharing those is always a great way to spread the word as well. And hope everybody is doing well out there, keeping your head above the water. Is starting to get real nice and beautiful out here in Portland, Oregon. It's sun is shining, and stoked to present episode 471 of the podcast to you. Portland, Oregon based band New Constellations are back on the show. I had Harley and Josh on a couple years back, I think, probably somewhere in that realm of time. They had a few songs out at that point, and they had just done a big national tour with Cannons, and since then they have been working hard to put out a new record, their debut record, which comes out November 15th. So it's either out already, or if if you're early to this episode, then it comes out in just a few days. It's called It Comes in Waves. There's already a few songs that are out from it if you are listening early, and definitely going to feature some tracks from it throughout this episode and tease some songs a little bit. But just so stoked for Harley and Josh. They've been working hard making this music, and it's coming out on as a part of the Network record label, which have had a lot of those artists on the podcast over over the years. But Harley and Josh, they're my neighbors since coming here to do the podcast the first time. They really liked the space that I was in and told me to let them know if a spot ever opened up next door. And real quickly after that, something became available, and they moved in not too long after that. So I see them a lot, and when they're not on tour, and I hear them making music next door, and they're sweet enough to like show me, give me sneak peeks at things from time to time, and just a big fan of what they're doing. Real proud of them, and just so excited that this record is finally out, because I know how hard they have been going making it, and it's also just a really incredible collection of songs, and it offers a lot of different feels. So if you enjoy just a snippet of what you hear in this episode, I just really encourage you to check out the whole record. Maybe pick up a vinyl copy. If you're in Portland, Oregon, keep up with them so you can go check them out, check out a live show. And if you're not in Portland, Oregon, then look out for their tour dates. They're wrapping up a big national tour with the Midnight, so there might be a few shows of that left if you're listening to this fairly close to its release date. I will put all the links in the episode notes so you can keep up with new Constellations. Shout out to Cam Spees, former guest of the podcast, who helped do some of the mixing and additional producing on this record, in a great band called Night Heron, based out of the Portland here. And I think that's all the things. Excited to share this chat with y'all, and appreciate you tuning in. As always, if this is your entry point to new Constellations, I'm stoked to introduce you to this band, because they have they've been dropping these songs out over the last 5 years, and quietly kind of doing big things. So new Constellations, episode 471 of the podcast, coming at you. And to kick things off, we are going to play one of my favorite tracks from that It Comes in Waves record. This song is called Dandelion. Now let's do the damn thing. How you guys feeling?
Good. Tired?
Yeah?
Busy?
I'm feeling pumped as hell.
Hell
Feeling
yeah.
pumped as hell?
Yeah, dude, today we were like, dang, we're a real band today. We went and we did a live recorded thing at the radio station, went and visited our friends in the studio, coming to a podcast with you, finishing up a music video later, rehearsals.
Hell yeah.
We're
We're
like
like,
media
damn.
day type shit.
Nice. What video are you finishing up?
Say That You Will,
Okay.
which is it's like the second biggest song on the album, like single wise.
Okay.
And it's definitely the biggest music video for sure, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
Very high production, biggest production that we've ever been involved in. So, yeah.
Did like a full mount a camera onto a car.
Oh, crazy.
Drove.
And then drove the car with a big camera mounted on it.
Amazing.
Yeah, like you see in the movies.
Yeah.
Like in a movie when they're making a movie.
Dude, they had like 5 people just doing lighting, basically. Like we were like, this is insane. Like, yeah.
Is this, do you feel like you guys are having as much fun making music videos as you are like making the music at this point?
I mean, making the music, I think, will always come first. Because obviously, I love collaborating with everyone, and it's so fun. But it's like, it's a lot of collaboration. It's not very much like, what's me and Josh's hearts? It's like, okay, what are our friends wanting to do that feels like us? And so, yeah, it's music will always come first. But the music videos are very, very fun, and happy to do them.
Yeah. Like, are you I guess, is there a lot of creative input coming from you two when it comes to the music videos?
No.
Or like,
Harley is definitely more involved in the like production of the videos than
Very
I am
involved.
for sure.
yeah.
So I kind of just show up and do what I'm told.
Yeah.
And that's like for better or worse. You know, sometimes I show up and I'm like, oh, I'm wearing a Boy Scout outfit. Like maybe I should have come to a couple more meetings.
I feel like the person that's usually like the number one person on our team for creative visual stuff is one of our best friends, Kiki Brown.
Yeah.
And so she like knows exactly what I would want. And so I feel very confident with like nothing is going to happen on a video, even if I don't know about it, that like is not exactly my style and exactly how I would desire it to be.
Yeah.
Which is fucking awesome. And like her and I have been working together for 15 years, you know, so she's got it dialed. And yeah, but I like at the beginning, much more creative input, but like this last one, like not at all, which was wild. Like I got to like approve the treatment and then that was really it. Showed up day of.
Someone's just listening to the song and figuring out like what the best
Yeah.
visual is going to be to accompany it.
Well, we're really lucky too. Like we have two directors that we use a lot, Cameron Brown and Chase McDaniels, and they're really good friends of ours too. And so they just like again like really are like making this from what they think we would like, and so it's really great to feel really like known and seen in that way.
Yeah.
Like the more you work with people and the more you collaborate with them, the more you like get to know one another.
Yeah.
And like get to sort of like make decisions based on a whole and not just based on your contribution or whatever.
Yeah. Because obviously y'all want it to still feel like it's an extension of the music, even if you're not like super involved on the concept.
Yeah. And it's an interesting thing where it's like it's a collaboration, like, but it's like we're collaborating with a video person, but it's like 4-hour song at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
But we're not video experts. So it's like, well, we want to put trust into your hands to like feed our vision, and we want to like, you know, trust you, or we want to give you the freedom to like also flex your artistic muscle too. And the more you work with people, the more we kind of find that like where is that Venn diagram of your expression and our expression that they like meld with one another.
Yeah.
And like it's been so cool because our directors know like who these songs are written about and who my whole experience through the last few years like exactly. And so like they're putting their own spin on what they exactly know this song is about.
Yeah,
you
totally.
know, like they're like, oh, we were there for that, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's interesting because like I mean obviously you're writing from personal experience and pouring that into the music, but I don't feel like anything comes across as like necessarily like that specific. Like it feels like there's still a lot of mystery
Intentionally.
to what you are sharing.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like you have evolved to come to that point where it's like easy for you to maintain that mystery?
I mean, I feel like I like to write kind of ambiguous just in general so people can have their own experiences with it, and like putting in a couple like very specific little lines every once in a while, I'd say. But yeah, I mean, I think that we're growing all the time, but I think that that's kind of always been on my mind a little bit, to not get too in the weeds of like my heart hurts and you're you know, whatever.
Yeah. Not getting too like hyper specific all of the
Yeah.
time. And
Because like if you put in a line that you can take 5 different ways, a lot more people are gonna like it too, you know?
how often are you like, I don't know, like as far as crafting the lyrics, like is there a lot of edits to what that initial page looks like, or
It's been different for different songs for sure, but like I'd say like probably 70% of the songs on the album are pretty stream of consciousness and go back and change a little bit. And then like the other 30% that we're writing more like line for line.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel very grateful to have a real good connected to whatever my source creativity comes from, you know? And like, I find that it's a lot harder for me personally. Like, Josh is far more clever and like better when it's like, okay, we're writing a song about this. What rhymes with this? Or like, you know, like I like kind of like black out. Like, I'm like, I don't know any words ever, you know? But like when I'm in my flow state, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. And this like, you know, half of this song got written in one sweep, but then the one line after, I'm like, I don't know what to say now.
Yeah.
You got something? Like,
And then you can rely on this guy
Exactly.
to like pick up the slack maybe a little bit, or like maybe hopefully pull you out of your head if there's like something clear.
Oh, totally.
that
Push
you're
her
feeling.
further into her head to
Yeah.
get even more gold out of that
Totally.
line.
Are you like writing to prompts ever, or is it like always just like I'm writing about this personal experience or feeling that is like driving this song?
It's pretty much always writing from just how I feel in that moment. We just had an opportunity to kind of write in some themes.
Yeah.
I don't think it was our best song in the world.
Feels too forced, do you think?
I just have and this is just for me, I just have a really hard time with it. Like, I feel like I still have a lot of imposter syndrome. And so, like, I get in my own way a lot. Like, I'll start being like, oh, like in my mind, even like, okay, well, what about that line? And I'm like, oh, no, that's stupid. Like, don't say that.
Yeah.
You know? And so when I'm like in the flow state, it's this easy thing to not get embarrassed because you're like, oh, that was dumb. Oh, I didn't even know. It just like came out. Like, I didn't like spend time thinking about it.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not like saying this is good, you know? So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times we just kind of discover the songs as we go. And so kind of inherently in our writing process is a lot of just Harley, like she said, kind of being stream of consciousness. So sometimes it's not till we like listen back to takes that we even discover what she said.
Yeah.
You know, It's like, oh, if we recorded 10 minutes of her just singing, you forget what you said 9 minutes into that, you know?
Yeah.
So then we go back and listen to it and it's like, oh, this is what was on your mind today.
Yeah.
Or like, this is what you're thinking about. And it's like, then things start to take shape. And then it's like, oh, now I understand what this line meant, or, you know, where to steer the ship from here on out. Like, just based on kind of discovering what the feeling or the emotion is at that moment.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare that we go into it with an intention of this is what I'm going to write a song about right now, and more like, oh, I'm realizing that this is what I need to write a song about right now.
I mean, a good example of this is like, I had this idea of like the last song we were writing on the album. I was like, I want it to be about this. We sat down like, and this doesn't happen like ever, to where like have like 4 writing sessions and like basically leave with nothing. Like, we're usually sit down and we're like, okay, that's sick. But then like the second that it was like, okay, scratch everything that I thought, let's just like come with a complete clean slate and like let the song arrive. Like, our song Edge of the World came, and it was like the absolute perfect way, the perfect last song for us to write. And like, I was getting in my own way from like trying to have it be about something that it wasn't supposed to be about. Like, I feel really grateful that so much of our work finds us more than like us going out and searching for it.
Yeah. That Edge of the World song is a banger. It feels like a 90s
Totally.
banger. It's so good.
It's so
I
good,
love that
right?
song.
Thank
yes.
you.
Yes, absolutely. How do you feel like the imposter syndrome is like showing itself maybe like differently now that like, because I feel like so much has changed. Like, even I think it's been like, I don't know, a year and a half or 2 since you guys did the podcast last, and a lot has changed for you guys. Like,
Totally.
you were like doing this very full time now. There's finally a full length record is on the verge of dropping, you know, and you guys have like just been grinding hard on the thing, you know, like I can hear you all the time. I can hear you over there.
For the listeners,
like we're neighbors now in our studio spaces, and I can just like I know how hard you guys have been working. You know,
thank you.
like I can hear you doing the thing, like when you're not on the road or making music videos, like I can hear you in there making music almost every day. It feels
Totally.
like, you know,
Yeah.
and it's been like very inspiring and very cool to like kind of get to witness it in some way, like the growth there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, this like kind of imposter syndrome thing is interesting, that like as you progress, the things that you're insecure about or the things that you have to prove kind of change. Because it's like at first you're just like, am I good enough to be in a band? And then you're like, okay, well, is my band good enough to be at this stage? And it's like, oh, well, now I know I'm good enough to be in a band, or I know my band's good enough to do this. But then it's like, oh, well, am I good enough to make an album?
Yeah.
Is the album that I made good enough to be released? Is right. So it's like you sort of, you prove yourself correct, and then there's another thing to be anxious about.
Yeah.
So, I think the things that we're anxious about or need to prove ourselves have evolved to a little bit of a larger scale. But it's kind of fun because it's worked out every step of the way so far.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I feel like, before I was worried even like that I like wasn't a good singer and stuff like that. And it's like, I know now in my like soul, like I'm a damn good singer. If I'm good at anything, it's singing, you know? But I feel like now it's shifted to like, because I've been doing a lot of work internally and like seeing my like song and the vibration of my voice being like the medicine that I serve. And so now it's like, am I doing, like this imposter syndrome is like, am I doing enough work to be like at the level that I am and like help people as much as I want to, or like that I think that I can, and just like constantly kind of checking myself in that. And I think that the songwriting stuff is like always kind of going to be there, I think, because it still feels the same as it did years ago. That like, and I really want to work on that a lot. This like, I can't even fathom writing with anyone other than Josh, like period. Like I feel like that is absolutely terrifying to me. And I hopefully one day would not feel that way, you know? But it's just like, I don't know. Maybe that's supposed to be that way. Maybe I'm only supposed to write with you. Who knows?
Totally. John Lennon and Paul McCartney wrote their best shit together.
Yeah. Do you feel like your creative relationship or just even like personal relationship with each other has like changed much since it has become a full-time thing, or like just the way that you guys operate in general? Is it just the fact that you have more time to dedicate to the thing, or do you feel like you've learned even more about each other and this creative partnership through these last couple years, and like just the amount of time that you've gotten to put in with one another?
I think like at its purest, like I think when it's the best, when we're good, it's the same as it's always been. Like I think like us at our healthiest and our best together are the same goofy fucking kids that we've always been.
Yeah.
I think other aspects have changed and evolved. The way we treat each other or show up for one another in different ways has certainly changed to kind of fit who we are as people now. But like at its purest, I think we're exactly the same as we've always been. But there is so much different now too that is just extremely different, and I see Harley as a completely different person than I saw her even as a year ago, let alone 10 years ago. And I know I'm a different person too. So there are aspects that are absolutely new that we're learning every day, how to show up for one another and how to show up for ourselves and how to do that. But I think there is still a sliver of like same as it ever was with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like our relationship just keeps getting better and better. Like, quite frankly, like, and we go through our patches of like, you know, we've been around each other like nonstop, and it's just like, you know, we're like quick to be annoyed or whatever.
you're
Just like
bound to wanna
normal
kill each other.
human stuff. But it kind of shocks me like how little that comes up, because we like like, not only are we in a band together, but we're in the same group of friends, and we are best friends, and we're like, we spend so much time together, you know? And I think that the more serious this has gotten, like the more respect that we've given to each other and gained from each other, because we stepped up, because we're stepping up more and more all the time. And both of us like fall short all the time and give each other grace. And we're like, okay, we're learning how to step up more every single day. And like, I think we're going to be learning this for quite a while, because I think this is just the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What do you feel like stepping up has meant? Like, what are you like feeling different pressures now that this is more full time? Like, is it difficult to have the discipline to kind of show up and do the work?
Yeah, I mean, I consider myself to be an incredibly disciplined person. And this has been nice because I just have more time to be disciplined to the thing that I care about the most. But I've been really impressed with myself. I'm sober the majority of the time. I'm like watching what I'm eating and working out and doing my vocal exercises and going to therapy and just being like, I need to be at the best that I can be to show up for this.
So
you know?
Josh can drink morning beers.
It wasn't even my idea to have the morning
I
beers.
gave it to him. No, I literally, it was all my idea. It was all my idea.
It was noonish.
Well, and we had a show. I thought you would maybe have some fun. I don't know.
Harley's definitely Harley's a grinder, and she's like an entrepreneur, and she's been doing that her whole life.
Yeah.
So there is an aspect within this band that is beyond music, that is beyond art, that is like entrepreneurial, that is like business driven, and like that's totally Harley's grind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think just like my perception is, you know, knowing that there's music happening in there most of the time, is that like you guys haven't taken this opportunity for granted.
Oh no.
You know,
Definitely
like it seems like you're really in there working hard to make a great record and to make great music. But also I hear like a lot of like laughing and fucking around too. So like it doesn't feel like it's like,
We're having
you
fun.
know, super tense in there while you're like making the music. Like I don't know. It's clear to me that, you know, y'all are having a lot of joyful times amidst making great music.
Yeah. Of the times that things are tense, I think like when we are like making music with each other, that's the least tense time we're going to experience as like friends and partners. That it's like, because that's the shit, you know, like everything else you can be worried about.
Yeah.
Everything else can cause stress. Everything else is busy. Everything else is, but like when we're in there and it's like we press record and we're fucking going for it, like that's when I feel my most confident. That's when I feel my most at home. That's when I feel my least stressed.
Yeah. Has there been no shortage of ideas coming out of the two of you? Like, has it been kind of easy to show up and make music in that way?
No, I'm jonesing to start making more music. I literally feel like these last few years, I mean, it's my whole life, honestly. I just like, we all are going through so much all the time. And like, life is really hard and complicated, and I'm dramatic and I feel things like a lot. And so like, there's always so much going on. And I am like, we haven't ran out of ideas at all.
I feel like we've been lucky to have like every time we've needed to dip into the well, there's been something there for us.
Yeah.
And we've had times where it's like, oh, we need to write a song. And it might be tough at first, but then we eventually get there, and it's like, hell yeah, we fucking did it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
So like every time we've been presented with an opportunity to like have to make music, there's always been something in the well for us. So I'm extremely grateful for that, and I think that you know, I believe in us to the point where I think that well's not drying up anytime
Yeah.
soon.
It's been pretty fun to like not only like maybe get to hear pieces of songs like through the walls.
I heard you listening to the album through the wall yesterday.
That's what it's like for me when you guys are making music or rehearsing. Like I can just hear it through the walls, and I can like I get to hear pieces. And,
no one
and
will
then
ever hear.
You've also like pulled me in there a couple times, like,
Totally.
hey, we're working on this. Like, check this out. And I was like, oh, fucking cool. Like, I'm kind of like hearing these ideas in their infantry.
Yeah.
But to like actually get to like listen to the record this like last week and get to hear all of the songs and hear them at their, you know, to their fullest production has been like so cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, oh,
Thank
these
you.
are the things that I've been hearing, and but like these are them fully realized.
Totally.
And I would imagine like with, I don't know, you said that you're ready to make more, you're ready to make new music, but like is it true that you really have to like spend a lot of time with each song making the type of music that you are, like kind of like these like monster pop songs in some way? Like I feel like they require a lot of attention, and you can't just like blaze through them, and like the production is so important.
Absolutely.
Before you even get to like maybe having somebody else's hands on it.
Or even like the way Harley sings, like the more you sing it, the more you find. It's like, you know, water always finds like a certain path, and rivers change shape as time goes on, you know? So we'll write a song, and Harley will write a melody or a lyric, but then the more we sing it, the more she finds where she wants that to go.
Yeah.
So even just sometimes the process of recording just involves doing something over and over again. So even just that, where it's like we weren't intending on changing this, but it just naturally changed by nature of focus and repetition.
Yeah.
And then we have songs that like we purposefully were like, let's try to change this or try to add stuff to it. And when you're, you know, recording it affords an opportunity to that, because then you can step back and listen and be like, okay, well, now I'm seeing this as a whole. What can change? What shouldn't change? What can evolve? But sometimes, like, especially just by nature of the way we make music, just the two of us, like, we can't jam stuff out.
Yeah.
You know, if like you're a full band and you have an idea, you're like, let's just play this, let's jam this song out 20 times and figure out new parts. We can't really do that as a two-piece, you know? So our jamming is kind of being in the studio and getting to like record parts and you know, experiment within the studio.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff gets written in the studio for us. Some songs, like we were playing, what were we playing? Oh, Believe Again.
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
In rehearsals, and Believe Again is a song we wrote in the studio. Well, we wrote in our studio and then in the studio, but that song was finished being recorded before we ever played it live. And now we're rehearsing that song for tour. And we're like coming up with all these cool new parts. And it's like, shit, that guitar part's so cool, that should be on the song.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's what happens when you record a song before you tour it, is
Yeah.
you don't get a chance to riff it out for a while.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. But that also like provides people that show up for the live show like a little
Exactly.
bit of a different experience where it doesn't feel like they're just listening to the record live,
Oh, yeah.
which is
Totally.
nice.
Harley sings some songs live that when I listen to the recorded version, I almost don't even recognize it. I'm like, oh, that's not how the song goes. I'm like, oh, no, that is how the song goes. Harley has just been singing it live this way. And like, she gives it, like, she'll just like do these like big moments that have become my favorite part of the song. And then I listen to the recorded version. I'm like, oh, Harley doesn't fucking wail on it on the record. I forgot about that because I'm so used to hearing her wail on it like live.
Flipping through my photo book, remembering the times that we cried quietly under a shade.
up until this point, you know, sprinkled in some singles the last like 5 years, like since Hot Blooded dropped. What was it like intentionally going to the studio to make a complete record? And like how was that different than maybe just making a song here or there?
You go ahead.
It was really cool because we had like a handful of songs that were like, we love these songs that we had worked on the last 5 years ago. How can I say this? 5 years ago, we wrote like the first song that's on this album. And in those 3 next years, we wrote a handful that we toured a lot and we loved. And they like had enough, like they were all a part of my experience that I was going through, but like we're very separate, like little worlds. And so it was really cool being like, okay, these 5 ones are going to be on there for sure. But now we have 5 more to write that are connecting the dots between these songs.
Yeah.
And that was really cool to like be like, okay, this one's more of a banger and this one's more dreamy. How do we make something that's in between the like banger and the dreamy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then we're like walking to these different worlds through the album. And that was really fun because I feel like we try to have our songs be all like different, explore kind of different things a lot. And so yeah, it was nice to like connect those dots. And even like when we started sequencing, understanding the story that was happening and being like, okay, this is the end of the story. We need to tell the end of the story, you know? Or like I wrote this song that is like to my like 2 different versions of myself, younger versions of myself. And so it was just like these things. It felt like very natural, like, oh, well, we got to tell that part of the story.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
You know, and our singles are just like, love this song, throw it out there.
Yeah.
You know, and it feels so cool to have had this like years and years of writing music together to have this one album, because I feel like it's been getting written for so long. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the sequencing something you guys mulled over a lot, or did it like show itself pretty? Was it all pretty apparent? Like obviously, I know you're talking about like you're trying to find the way to tell the story, but were there a lot of different versions of playlists where it's like the album could sound like this, or it could be
Not
CD&E?
really. I think like Harley and I are so in tune on certain things, and it's so interesting because like we don't have that much in common in a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, you know, other than Dave Matthews Band and a couple other things, it's like, you know, Harley's playlist and my playlist, if we're listening, are not going to be
Very
that similar. The YouTube videos Harley watches and the YouTube videos I watch, like our algorithms are completely opposite. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we don't have that much in common in terms of like what we like.
Yeah.
Except we have a taste that like I feel like are so in tune on like what our vision is and our taste, and like whether or not it's like, oh, I like this or you don't like this, we can both, I think, have similar taste and like, but we know what we do like about certain things. And so sequencing the album, like once we started, it was like it's just like, it's like mind meld.
Yeah.
We're just like, yep. And then this, and
one,
then
yep.
obviously, yep, totally. And it like pretty much the first version we made was like, it's like a puzzle piece, like a real puzzle only fits one way, you know? And like once we started piecing the puzzle together, like it just became obvious where the puzzle pieces fit. Like you can't rearrange something that it has a correct way to be arranged, you know? And I think we just found that way like pretty quickly.
I feel like so much, like I feel like I get to live in this weird dreamland. Like so much of it feels like it just is this way and we're finding our way to it, like all the time. Like we're just like, oh yeah, that it couldn't be anything else. So glad we skipped over here and it was founded this way, you know?
Yeah. So did all 5 of those songs actually make it? Like those ones that...
Yep.
Well, what's funny is Dandelion, like early on, kind of sounded different and we weren't that happy with it. And like, so Dandelion almost didn't make the cut. And then we like stuck with it and we rearranged a lot of shit and I like completely changed the chord like structure. And then now it's like my favorite song on the album.
Yeah, that
And
shit
Cameron
kind
worked
of.
on it. He really brought it to the next level.
Yeah,
And like we have the song "Caught on Your Line" that almost got cut too, but like then just with perseverance and collaboration, it became like a banger of a song. I think
Yeah.
too.
Featuring Night Heron.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think there is something to be said for like persistence and like not giving up, and also not being precious about stuff, like allowing things to change and evolve and allowing other opinions.
but also like not willing to like settle on being like, oh, it's good enough.
100%. Yeah, there's a fine line, but a distinct line between compromise and settling.
Yeah.
You know, we have compromised. We've learned to compromise and collaborate without having to ever settle.
Yeah,
Josh is so good about that. I feel like we really are so opposite. Like, I'm not down to settle in a lot of ways, but I'm always just like, let's write a song in and out, and like, there's more of them. Like, let's go. And he's like, no, absolutely not. Like, slow the hell down. Like, this is like, I could have been fine with like the first version of Dandelion, and he took it to like the 30th version of Dandelion, and like, it is so much better. Thank God he's here.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah.
that was like, I don't know, when I heard like the first few songs come out that weren't stuff that had already been released, like I think Dandelion was like the thing that like really like I was like, holy shit, this record's gonna fucking rule. Like,
Thank
you know, like it just felt like it was kind of on another level, which I think is like saying a lot. And like I'm really glad that you guys decided to include Hot Blooded on the record, because like I could see how you're just like, no, like it's been out so long, you know, but it feels like it should live like on this collection of tunes. And I think it's like nice that it does. And I know that's like, it's kind of the song that got you here.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, in a lot of ways. But I think it's just cool that you guys have like found a way. Like, it's very clear that it's not like a one trick pony, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because like, I think that is like a huge kind of thing to have to like live up to in some way, depending on like how you're
Absolutely.
thinking about that.
Yeah.
And I just like don't think that that's the best song on the record. Like in the best of ways.
No,
like
totally.
I hope like,
I hear what you're saying.
you know, like I
Thank
just don't
you.
like, it's not like, if you wouldn't have put it on there, I would have been like, all right,
Yeah.
cool. There's a bunch of other fucking tunes that are actually like even more than this. And maybe it's just because like I know that song so well, and like I've like played it a lot and I've listened to it a lot, but like it's been like impressive listening to the record and feeling like there is so much like more dynamic, you know, like because like you're not like it's clear to me that you're not just like trying to lean into whatever the magic of what Hot Blooded was, you know. There's a lot of different feels. Like one of my favorite songs on the record is I'm Waiting Now.
Oof.
And I think that
Me
song
too.
is cool because to me it's like the singer-songwriter song on the record.
totally.
Like that feels like the song that like you guys could just play with just an acoustic guitar and it would still like have the magic that it does.
100%.
You know, like it feels has a very different feel than whatever else is happening. Like it feels like a band song. Like and even though it gets like huge still, you know, I was just like, oh, you can like really hear just like this song at its core.
Absolutely. The like raw expression of a song for sure.
Yeah.
Like there's no production getting in the way of this fucking thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not just like leaning into like the same bells and whistles maybe
100%.
that you like fuck with on other songs on the record.
Yeah, that song is a real powerhouse.
We love that song so much, and yeah, I'm so happy that one started off so different too, and I'm so glad that it ended where it did. And yeah, it's been really interesting having this really massive song be the first song that you put out, and like we've definitely spent our time being like, okay, let's write the next Hot Blooded, and we're like, okay, well we can't because that is just that one thing, you know?
Yeah.
And so like we spent many studio sessions trying to write, because this like 80s synthwave like music, like the style of Hot Blooded was not at all what what we were like trying to be as a band. We just wrote that song and it was that way. And so I'm really proud of us for like releasing our grips on that and just being like, okay, you know what? That's actually not how our band sounds. Like that is just a song sounds.
Exactly.
Like, and so like, yeah, just allowing ourselves to move wherever we feel like, you know, that our music is going.
Yeah. It feels like it covers like a lot of different eras and leans into some different styles, but like definitely all like feels like it belongs together.
Yeah.
Like mission accomplished. You know,
Thank
like
you.
fucking crushed it.
Good job, Joshy.
Good job, Hyler.
It's so it's so fun to listen to.
Yeah, it's been wild. Yeah, making an album is so crazy because it's like there's just such a permanence feeling to it that like that's something I like struggle with a lot, is just this idea of being like, oh, this is the final version of this thing, you know?
Yeah.
Especially songs that we've been playing live that we're like, oh, well, now we have to kind of define what this song is. And it's nice that like we still do play stuff we let songs evolve on the road even after they've been recorded. So that's nice that these not necessarily are like definitive versions, but it's been really awesome like working with like Cam Spees, for instance, who's like kind of co-produced some of the songs.
Yeah.
Mix the whole album. It's nice working with other people like that as a chance to sort of just like release the grip on it. Mm-hmm. To just be like, okay, I sent it out to get mixed.
Yeah.
We sent it out to get mixed. There's nothing else we can do. We're not adding anything else here. And like that it's weird to like put a punctuation on something, but it's also like weirdly freeing too. And like I feel like us collaborating with people has really helped with that. The idea of being like, oh, we can just call this song done now.
Yeah. I would imagine that's nice for you too, Josh, because I like with this style of music that you're making, like you do have to do like a lot of the mixing work in some way to like get the sounds dialed in. Like you're making these like very established productions, you know, in the same way like a beat maker would make beats, like they're kind of like mixing along the way.
Absolutely,
like whether they have somebody else touch it up at the end, like you gotta do most of the legwork.
Yeah, there is like a sound design and like a composition, but also like mixing and engineering like aspect to all of it, you know, which is there's an infinite amount of things you can do.
Yeah.
There's an infinite number of tweaks you can make in this style of music, which can be crippling.
yeah.
But what I've found like is just like, what can I take away and still have this song be just as good? Like how many of these blips and bloops can I remove without making the song a worse song?
Yeah.
And I feel like once I've like taken away as much as I can, then I feel like that's where I start getting really happy with it.
Yeah. I mean, because that's like the part that makes it so it doesn't get in the way of the actual song.
Of
right?
the actual
like,
song,
You're
exactly.
not like distracting from these like great songs that we're
100%.
writing.
Matter where the distance, matter if you stay. Promise to always keep your place. No matter where your heart goes, no matter if it fades. Promise to always keep your secrets safe.
How are you guys feeling about like the live show? Because like when I last talked to you guys, you hadn't played like that many shows, and now you've been touring so much and you're doing it in these different like configurations, which I would imagine also like you have to account for when you're making a live set. Like if it's just you two versus having maybe like 4 people on stage filling out the thing. So what has that experience been like for y'all, and like what are you finding that like works best?
It is kind of funny to think that we've played like hundreds of shows since the first time we were on here.
I feel like I feel
like
like
We've
played
done
a lot
like
of shows.
5 or 6 U.S. tours.
yeah, I feel like the last time that we talked, you had basically just done the Cannons tour, and those were like the live shows that you had played.
Yeah, that was our first tour.
Yeah,
And that was
and now it's been kind of nonstop amongst
Yeah.
like making the music in the studio.
I love playing live so much. I love getting to add more people in. It definitely is trying to figure out how to make it work to be the best show every time there's a new person that's in there. But it's like, it's so fun and it's so cool how it becomes a slightly different thing. We're like really excited for bringing our friend Eric for the first time to play with Cam and Grace from Night Heron to Lollapalooza, and he's gonna bring his saxophone, and that's gonna be so sick. Like in our wildest dreams, like we're a jam band and we have like a bunch of people playing with us. You know what I mean? Like, and so it's really fun getting to tiptoe and be like, okay, how can we keep making this like bigger and bigger?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're road dogs. We're like meant to be on the road. We're meant to be on stage. Like it's the most fun thing ever. And it feels so much better, like not having as much stage fright as like I used to. I definitely still get really nervous, way more nervous than Josh. But like before it was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, no, like even if I mess up, it's fine. I'll keep going and it'll be okay,
Yeah.
But yeah, feeling really good about it. Feeling really excited to get back on the road with the Midnight leaving on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing shows is just the best thing in the world. It's just the most fun thing. It's when I feel the most at home. People, ask if I get nervous before I go on stage, and I would just joke with them that it's like on stage is the only time I'm not nervous.
You look
in my life.
You look very not nervous to me when I've seen you play live.
So it's like I'm nervous every other moment of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is like constructing the sets looked like? Like have you found that there are certain songs on this record that you just quite haven't like maybe figured out how it works live, or have you found something that like feels good for all of the songs?
Yeah, so this tour is interesting. So this tour we're about to go on, we're opening for the Midnight and we have a 40-minute set.
Yeah.
We typically play 90 minutes. So the flow of a 90-minute set and the flow of a 40-minute set are really different.
Yeah.
We haven't played a 40-minute set
Since Cannons.
in years.
Yeah.
So, but we have a lot of new songs. So it's kind of cool to play a 40-minute set that is just like, oh, let's just fucking bang it the whole time.
Yeah.
All
Like
bangers.
because when you're doing a set list, it's like, okay, let's bring it up. Let's bring it down a little bit. Let's bring it back up. You know what I mean? Like there's a flow to like a set. But with this one, where it's like, let's start here and fucking end here.
Yeah.
Like, let's just bang the whole time.
Yeah.
So that's been really fun. It's been cool to kind of craft that set and to understand your role as like an opener versus like a headliner.
Yeah.
But we have some songs like I'm Waiting Now, for instance. That song is incredible. And the times that we have played it live is such a raw emotional point of the set. But it's not a song you play every night.
Yeah.
It's not a song you play every year. Like there are songs that exist on the record that you might get once in a blue moon live. And there are songs that aren't even on the album that are going to be staples of the live show.
Yeah.
For a while. So yeah, it's cool having more material. And getting to choose what songs you play.
Yeah.
For so long before,
Yeah.
it was like, oh, we just play the 6 songs we have.
You have
every
to.
show.
Yeah.
But like now getting to actually choose and craft is like kind of fun.
Yeah.
And crazy. You're like, what? We're not playing this? I love this song.
Exactly.
Like, no.
What's it been like to like show up to these, I don't know, maybe these cities that you're not expecting anybody to know who you are, and you get out there and they're singing along?
It's the craziest thing ever.
It really is so wild.
It blows my mind. And it's like, it always is such, like, there's so many sneaker cities. Like when we played like Detroit and stuff, and there's just like, right? It was Detroit. They're like screaming everything with us. And I was like, what in the world? Or like San Diego, we sold more tickets in San Diego than like in Portland. you know? And it's just like, it's also so cool just to see the different ways, just the culture and energy city to city. And it's like, oh, this city is like a more coy city. And like some of these cities that are just like screamers. And you're like, wow, like Atlanta was like one of the most fun cities like ever to play. And Reno, it's just like, yeah, but
Reno was really fun. Yeah.
I know, I crowd surfed for the first time, like as a band, like it was like so wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like the main thing that I feel like that I like was like manifesting my entire life was like, I want to feel comfortable enough to like sing and dance around on stage, and I want to be singing with the people that are being impacted and touched by the words that I'm writing, you know, and that we feel like we're in this thing together. And like Hot Blooded still, I think, is like top 2 my favorite songs to perform live because of the emotional reaction that so many people have to this. Like I'm like screaming it like in their faces, and they're like screaming it back at me, and we're like going through this like this emotion together. And it's just like I just live for it, you know, to like get to like live in that feeling of like expressing your emotions so deeply, and like not being alone in that, in whatever you're talking about, you know. So I'm super grateful.
Yeah. And even though that song's like 5 years old, I'm sure for the like a lot of people it's their first time getting to hear it live and see it live, so
exactly,
it's still very fresh for them.
Yeah.
And we like, you know, we put a little mustard on it live too.
Extended version, you know. Yeah.
Baby, baby, I've been waiting so long. Call me crazy, I think I'm what you're looking for. You've been out here setting up.
Is it tough to put into words like what it all means to you, like just having so much support for like everything that you guys are putting out?
It is like, yeah, I don't know. It's easy to like, if you just like look at numbers, like easy to like compartmentalize stuff, or to sort of like lose track of the human aspect of something, you know? And you're like, oh, this song gets this many streams, or this reel got that many views, or whatever, right? But then like to go on the road and just be like, oh, fuck, that's who the stream was. That's who the view was.
Yeah.
That person singing along is who that was, you know? And it's not this arbitrary metric of success. To see the like person singing the words or like having an emotional response is like really cool and interesting. And like it's heavy sometimes. And, you know, especially by nature of the type of songs we write, like often the emotional response people are having is like a heavy one, you know? And so it's like, it's kind of cool and interesting. And this is something I know Harley takes very seriously, but to be sort of a conduit to experiences, like a conduit to an emotional state of mind, and to like, to sing and to perform and to create a sort of like, what's the word I'm even like hypnotic wavelength that people get to join into, you know, is like cool and interesting to just be like, we're gonna create this
Container.
this thing, and you're gonna be a part of it, and you're just as much a part of it as we are in those moments, you know. And it's just like, it can be really, really cool and interesting and rewarding.
Just like trying to create this, or maybe not even trying, but successfully creating this transcendent experience where you are like really creating a world for the time that you exist on stage.
Just like usher in this moment.
Yeah, not to get like too heady, but I'm just gonna go there.
Oh, you can get as heady as you'd like, Harley. There's no rules.
I feel so grateful because I'm like, oh, I'm in my purpose. And I started sitting with ayahuasca a few years ago.
Let's go.
It has been the most incredible thing for me to get to like see from these other realms like what sound healing is and like what like song is and what like I get to do with my voice, you know. It's like it's the most, I just feel so honored. Like it's just absolutely incredible. And I like that. I feel so lucky that like I'm getting to understand and learn like it's not only my voice, it's like these like the energy that we are bringing in and the work that we do before and the work that we practice every day in our lives to come in and be able to facilitate like a frequency of hope and like a frequency of love. And like you could be having a really, really fucking hard day and you come to our show and you'd feel better, you know, like even if it's just a little bit. And like I take a lot of pride in that for being like a conductor of like a good vibe, you know, and like for us to like, and that doesn't mean just happiness. It's like sometimes it's like deeply feeling your grief, you know, and like really, like really crying. And it's just like, there's so much beauty in just like expression. And I feel so grateful that people have supported us, that like we get to be in our purpose. And I feel like just the most in alignment I ever knew that I could feel, you know? Yeah.
And it's cool that you acknowledge those things, I think, too, because like some of those people showing up to a show, that might be like the one show that they go to all year.
Totally.
And to like take that seriously and like really want to like give them that energy and like realize that it is kind of this like transfer of energy between you and the crowd, and you know, like that might be all that person had that week or that day or that year, you know.
It has been pretty shocking, some of the messages that we have received over the years, like 3 different people saying that they were going to commit suicide and that they didn't because of hot-blooded. And you hear stuff like that and you're like, oh, this is like no joke. Like the music is no joke. Music is like, a weapon is a hard thing, is not the best way. It's like if we're in like a battle of good and evil or something, it's like, it's
kind
like
of the best weapon.
You know, it's like a weapon. And so it's just like we can do so much good with music. And you know, the world is a really scary, hard place right now. And we also deserve to be experiencing joy within like this fucking terrifying world that we're living in, you know? And so like it's really important that we like get to go to these little worlds and like not feel scared. And like we really like pride ourselves on like, this is a place we are all equal. No one is better than anyone. There is like no hate here. Like we are all welcome here, you know? And so yeah, it's a good time.
Because there's some of that, you know, that level of emotion going into the live show, is it hard to not get exhausted on the road because of you're like pouring so much into it?
Yeah, I'm definitely like taking it a lot more seriously now, like being really on top of like what nutrients I'm putting in my body. Like on this one, I'm gonna like request like if we can find any kind of grass every day so I can like actually like ground and try to like fill my cup up with like earth energy. And like it is really serious, the amount of like energy re-upping that you need to do. And I feel like I understand now that it's like, it's not woo-woo for me to be like, I need to go fill my cup with something, you know? And like, that's like where my like sobriety stuff started coming from, was because I was partying so hard on tour and like having the best time, you know, like no shade. But like got sick and like come home and would be sick. And it was just like, no, like you have to be the healthiest. You have to be drinking so much water. Like you just have to be so healthy, because it is the most draining thing, like emotionally and energy. Like it's like, it's a lot.
Yeah. And I don't know, even if the partying isn't necessarily like maybe the cause of you getting sick, at least you know that if you're like staying on top of it, where it's just like, well, at least I know that I wasn't.
Well, and it's just, I mean, it's lowering my vibration. I'm not showing up to the plate like at the highest that I can.
Yeah.
You know, I'm tired. I'm grumpy. I'm just like, I don't feel as good. Like, it's like I can't perform at my best if I'm putting toxins into my body,
Yeah.
you know?
I'm curious, like, what I mean, I know this is probably like, could be a 2-hour conversation, but like, I'm curious, like, what you going and like intentionally doing ayahuasca, like visually or just for your being, like, what do you feel like that's like showing you as far as, I don't know, what this all can be as far as the music, you know?
Yeah. It terrifies me because like the way it works in an ayahuasca is you sit with your intention and then like we go through a lot of what your intention is and what you're working through, but like no matter what, she slips in like what we're doing with music.
Yeah.
And like I get to, even if I'm going through like an insanely hard trip, we'll spend like an hour of like pure bliss in like this like crazy world of me getting to experience. Like this last time I was like, no, like it's not getting this big. Like she shows me like it getting so much bigger and like showing me like on this energetic wavelength of like literally this like rainbow cloud or whatever it is, like, you know, like scooping around an arena.
Yeah.
And like and I'm just like, this is so nuts. And I see like these like light pillar like coming from below and up and like shooting out of my chest and like from my throat, and I'm just like get to be this like beacon of like light. Yeah. And it's very it'll change the way you move through your life, because you're like, if I have the capability to be that, I'm gonna damn well do everything I can in my power to be that. You know. But yeah, she shows me like a lot of being able to give people, you know, just like a place to have hope and like bringing that hope back home and like being able to go to work easier the next day, or to like believe that, like a huge thing that I see is like believing that people have the sovereignty to make decisions in their lives that are good for themselves. Like we could have given up on this and we didn't, even though we were at a point where, you know, like some people were like, you guys are like too old to be like, you're starting a band right now. You're what, you know what I mean?
Stupid shit.
It is so stupid.
Yeah.
But so like, I love to be like, oh yeah, we were 30 and 33 when we put out our first song ever.
Yeah.
Go write the song, you know? And I feel like that art inspires art, and that like what us in this band gets to like inspire art and inspire goodness and hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. And she being the ayahuasca.
She being ayahuasca, yep.
I've heard many people refer to she.
It's very interesting. Like I didn't really fully like, I don't know. It's like once you're in it and you're like, oh, this is definitely a female entity and they're right there.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
It's kind of beautiful though to like go out, have that experience, and like, you know, just like you're saying, like once you feel like, you know, that's inside of you, and that like you can reach those heights.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm gonna figure the fuck out. Like,
yeah.
like I'm gonna bring this into the realm that I'm living in.
And like I believe so much in just like manifestation and law of attraction, and like sometimes like we have to see something to be able to believe it's possible. And so it's been really cool because like I remember going on the Cannons tour and going, this is all I've ever dreamed of, and I just got it, and I didn't know. It's actually, I love to tell this story. I was like, spent like a year and a half feeling kind of lost, because I was like, I got my dream. Like that was the dream that I had been dreaming since I was like 6 years old, you know? And so then like clear as day, me and Kyle and Josh are in just like messing around, and I just like stood up on the couch and I was like, we're quitting our jobs. January 1st, we're recording an album. This is what's happening. I'll figure out the money. I know we don't have the money yet, but like the vision just became clear. This is what's up.
Yeah.
And pretty much immediately we had our record deal in our inbox that changed our lives. But also, it took us about 6 months to even negotiate that. Pretty much like right when I said we were going to quit our jobs, our streams went up by about 300%. And so it was like, oh, I needed to be able to see the goal and believe that it could happen and see that it could happen. And then I jumped and it happened. And so like Aya is showing me these like bigger things. Like I'm like, oh gosh, I never even thought of that. I never even thought of playing an arena ever in my life. And she's showing me that. And I'm like, this is insane, you know? But it's like, it just takes you seeing it to go, oh wow, I saw myself in that.
Yeah.
And I think I could do that, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, this is one of those spots where you and Harley, when you're talking about those differences, you're not going out on these ayahuasca trips.
Not yet. It's something I'm interested in for sure.
Please.
Do you feel like
Please
you
go.
have like your version of that, or like I don't know, like or like what is maybe not even necessarily like keeping you inspired to make music, but like what does it look like outside of the studio for you when you're not cranking out productions?
I don't even know. I really value my like downtime.
Yeah.
I'm a big downtime guy.
Downtime, just watching TV.
Just hanging
out.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like fishing. I haven't been fishing in a long time, but I
Okay.
used to fish a lot. I'm trying to get back to that.
That feels like your ayahuasca.
Yeah.
You know, like just sitting at the lake,
Yeah,
you know,
I
getting
mean-
in tune.
Yeah, ayahuasca is something I'm definitely interested in. Just haven't had a chance to.
Yeah,
yet,
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I feel like I just hate throwing up so much.
Yeah.
There's like so much throw up involved in ayahuasca.
Yeah. Yeah, you do have to get past that part. Yeah.
No, I have nothing but positive things to say about that. I just haven't had a chance to yet.
Yeah.
He will eventually.
Yeah, totally.
You're going to make him.
No, he's going to decide on his own.
Yeah.
I can't make him.
Yeah.
I've been trying to make him, and
Exactly.
it's not my choice.
You're going to be hosting the new Constellation ayahuasca trips out in Peru.
Just like
Come see us in Peru.
$800 a person, you know, all expenses
Yeah.
paid.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. I like listening to music. I just like music's a huge part of my life, but I just know. I just value downtime, I think.
Yeah.
That's sort of my
Your church?
meditation. My church is just like no one bothering me.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Rest is important.
Yeah. So what are you manifesting next for the band?
I don't know. Like, I'm in one of those spots right now where it's not exactly clear. I think the main thing is like me getting my body ready for this to ramp up. And
Yeah.
so like that's like when manifesting is just like really being able to get to like the healthiest like I recently watched the Taylor Swift documentary, and you know people
You don't
talk
have
shit
to-
all they
you don't
want.
have to-
People every time I bring it up, people are like, but it was insanely inspiring to me, truly. And she has to run 8 miles every day on stage during
Yeah.
the performance, and I'm just like yeah. So I just want to be ready, and I think that I really want to call in getting to collaborate with other artists that we like respect and love, you know, like getting to sing on someone's track would be so cool that I'm like this is one of my favorite bands, or like, you know, yeah, that's where I'm at with it right now. And also just like I really want this album to resonate, you know. I hope that it like really that it helps people and that they love it, and you know that there's that like hot-blooded love in there that people are like connect to it and want to like scream it to me, you know, at the shows, because they're just like so deep in their feels about it, you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What's the official album release date?
Well, so it's May 15th, but I just saw it said, because it's like May 15th is Friday, but it technically comes out at 9 p.m.
Yeah, for
and so
sure.
it's weird.
It
But
says-
it's May 15th is the day.
Okay. Great.
But you can hear it May 14th at 9 p.m.
At
on
9 p.m.
Spotify.
I think by the time this comes out, the record will be out.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
If not, then keep up with that date. And you can like pre-save and do all the shit that you do to pre-save an album. It's called It Comes in Waves.
It Comes
and
in waves, baby.
it's so good.
It sure does.
And I've gotten to listen to it a lot, and really proud of you guys.
Aw.
You know,
Thanks, Dan.
like just proud that you guys are doing the work. And I know I mentioned this when I played Dandelion on the radio recently.
so sweet.
I'm just it's really cool to see this thing happening for you guys. Like no matter where it goes, like it's really rare that a band from Portland, Oregon gets like the attention that you guys are getting in some ways. Like so many people are listening to your fucking music like all over, and it's like it's incredible. And it's so rad.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
like
you
a
so
really
much.
special thing to like get to kind of witness the rise, you know? Like I'm just like really excited to see whatever happens for you guys, because it's already feels like so much
Yeah.
cool shit is happening. Like you're saying, like you kind of like just keep achieving these dreams, you know? Like
We're going to
just-
Europe this summer. We're
Hell
touring
yeah.
Europe.
They're going to Europe. Europe, tap in. Tap the
in.
fuck in.
It keeps on moving forward.
It keeps moving forward. I want to play the episode out with the last song on the record. It's Do What You Want.
Oh
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular about this song that you would like to share before we sail it out?
Well, one fun thing is we've ended almost every show we've ever played with this song.
Okay, so it felt like a natural closer.
Yeah,
then
so
to
then
the
it's
record.
kind of
Important
cool to then be
closer,
like,
yeah.
oh, now let's end the like record with
Hell
this
yeah.
song. And it's kind of a call to action, you know, just saying like literally the song's called Do What You Want. The chorus says do what you want. And I think that that's just a good mission statement that like you're just allowed to do what you want. You're allowed to exercise your free will. People don't realize that, you know, that's something you're allowed to do.
Yeah.
And also, like, when you want to do stuff, it's for a reason. Like, you don't just want to sing for no reason. It's like, do that. Follow the thing that lights you up.
Yeah.
The universe will react to that. And, like, yeah, we love this song.
Yeah. I think that's when like really cool shit starts to unfold.
Yeah,
for
when
you
you're
too.
happy.
Like if you have the privilege and ability to get to like pursue those things, like yeah, it ultimately
Yeah,
feels like it makes everything better. you know?
Totally.
And like more things just like come out of it that are positive and good. So I'm glad y'all are chasing that. Yeah.
thank you.
So thanks for hanging.
Thanks for
Thanks for
having us,
making
Dan.
time.
Thanks for having us.
Glad y'all are
Dan.
neighbors making noise next door. You know,
Dude.
when y'all are working, I'm like, fuck, am I working? Am I doing my thing?
Well, this was the first podcast we were ever on, right, Harley? The
Yeah,
first time?
yeah,
Hell yeah.
I think Dan's also the first person that ever played one of our songs on the radio.
absolutely.
So we got the cable bump twice.
yeah, you know, I'm a fan. I'm a supporter. You know, I'm watching the rocket rise. So
Dude, you're the whole reason why we have that space next door.
It's
We
true.
came here and we were like, this space is so sick if anything ever opens up. And you're like, yep, right next
dude,
door.
just like a
It was,
month
like,
after
crazy.
that was like very cool. That you guys
Meant
were
to
like,
be.
oh, this seems like a cool spot. And they're like, hey, there's a spot open.
Yeah.
Tap in.
And it's the one next door to you, too.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Perfect.
Very sick.
Yeah.
I'll put all the links in the episode notes so people can keep up with you, find you if you're on tour, find the new record, you know, stream it up. Europe, shout out. Go see the band. You know, I don't know who's listening to this podcast in Europe, but
Yeah.
you know, who knows? Who knows? We end every episode of the podcast with the guest saying the tagline for the show, which is "It's a program." It's just the way that my grandfather says the word
I
program.
remember that.
It's a program.
Yep.
It's a program.
I mean,
At
you
the
did it
same
already.
time?
You can do whatever you want. You can do it separately. You can do it together.
1, 2, 3.
It's a program.
They nailed it, everybody. New Constellations.
Thank
The
you.
record is called It Comes in Waves, and it's probably out now by the time you're listening to this. So check it out and buy a vinyl copy. I'm hoping
Yep.
to add
Oh,
one
yeah.
of those
It's gorgeous.
to this collection. I gotta have one of
We're
those new
bringing it over.
Constellations vinyls for sure, and we're gonna play it out with the last track on the record. It's called Do What You Want. That's the Jelly Jams, and we will catch you on the flip side, Portland or wherever the hell you're listening from. Hell yeah.